whenever we're doing the initial evaluation process, whenever it comes to the force plates, you always want to start off by connecting the force plates to the pad, right? And then from here, if you got someone new, then what you're going to do is you're going to enter their information. So right here we have Nate. So I'm going to go ahead and enter Nate real fast. Go ahead and add their last name. Push next. Go ahead and push the K27 performance or whichever place is there at the time. Next. Yep, next. No group necessary. Save. Usually you have to go ahead and add an identification number to them, and then you can go ahead and add in their sport if you want to. The identification code for sure, all right? So then from here, what we're going to do is we'll get his weight. So go ahead and step on the plates. What you'll do is you'll click this down here, right? It'll say drop landing, free run, isometric, counter movement jump, push weigh in, then push play. Have them stand still. Don't have them move or anything like that. Then it's going to catch his weight. So right there, he's weighing 105.45 kilograms or 232 pounds, all right? So you'll push save. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and do a counter movement jump. So we'll do the counter movement jump. Now, the regular counter movement jump is with the hands on hips, okay? So how I've standardized it is I want hands on hips just like this, and then give them the cue of try to jump as fast as possible. Okay, we're not going for jump height with this one. I want to see how fast they can generate that force. Okay, so whenever they're going to dip, they're just going to dip slightly and explode back up. All right, so go ahead and do that right here. You're going to push play first, and then as soon as it dings, go ahead. Good, and then it's going to spit out some numbers. Okay. These right here is what we're going for. All right. So now, if you notice, he has a 11-inch jump height. That's okay because of how fast I'm having him dip. If we were to focus on strictly the jump height, then you'll notice that his strategy will be a lot different, right? I want to see that dip. I want to see just how fast they can, take the slack out of the muscle and explode out of that. That's that impulse, right? Impulse is what translates to the game more so than jump height or any of the above. Then from here, I want to check and see what his peak propulsive power was whenever he did that, right? So for right here, he got 3,450. That's actually really good. Even though his jump height wasn't very good at all, his peak force ended up being pretty all right. So right here, we're going to go in and save this because there's other things that I look at too, like MRSI, right? The actual impulses power output. You want to check and see what his braking RFD is, stuff like that. But I'm not going to go too far into that all right now. Let's keep it simple for right now, okay? Then we're going to go ahead and do it again. And on the beep, go ahead. Just like that right there. Yeah, so he generates quick, right? So that one was 11.77 inches with a peak propulsive of 3,491. All right, so yeah, he's definitely going to be able to compete on that. But let's go ahead and look into some of the other metrics, right? So if we look at time to take off, right, the 0.48 seconds, so that's going to play into his strategy. I can tell a lot about it just from looking at him jump, right? So whenever he doesn't have too much displacement or just movement through his hips, like if he were to squat real low like this right here and then explode up, right, his time to take off would be a lot more because he's having a lot more distance that he's having to travel. Same with displacement, same with all these other things. That's why I don't really like jump momentum as a metric, just because that is going to, depending on what their strategy is, those numbers can be skewed a little bit. So by standardizing it and making it to where it's just a quick dip, it's telling me everything that I want to, and I can go ahead and have, reliability between person and person. All right, so he got a good amount higher, so what I like to do is go ahead and do another one. Yeah, so this right here is where we're going to cut it because he got pretty much the same as before. Yeah. Yeah, he pretty much got the same as before right there, 3199. And then if we look at the propulsive phase again, time to take off, these things are just going to be dependent on his strategy, right? So like peak takeoff or peak velocity or takeoff velocity, if you have more distance to create velocity, right, your acceleration is going to be longer, so that's going to make your top velocity higher. Another reason why I don't really like jump momentum is because velocity is going to play into that, and if you're going for max jump height, you have more distance to jump. Another thing that I like about force plates in comparison to like just jumping up and doing a vertec or something like that is whenever we jump on force plates, right, it goes from the time the toe takes off. So whenever we're doing a vertec or anything, it doesn't account, right? We usually, if you look at my ankle right here and I'm getting up on my toes, it usually doesn't account for, that 4 or 5 inches right there. Well, this does, and it minuses it from your actual jump height, right? So if you just jump up and try to grab rim and you're doing it from a standing position and you just get your standing reach, right? That's not taking into account that 4 or 5 inches at the ankle. Well, this subtracts that and takes that into account. So we're getting a true vertical whenever we do this. Do I think sometimes it's a little off? Yeah, but it's algorithms, right? Like it's not going to be perfect, but we can get damn close. Good job, Nate.